All right, here we go with the first recap. So, very important things to start with, and this will basically, this is how we're going to be approaching damn near everything. So, like it says at the top of each file, you're going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes getting these as fast as you can. That means it has to be accurate. Has to be accurate. Always practice like you are recording something. So we're going to also pretend like we're recording in the days of analog, to where when you make a mistake, you got to do it all over again. So when a mistake happens, do not continue on and finish the take. We need to start that take over again. So let's just grab a bar here. For example, let's say third bar of whatever, that's where a mistake continues to happen. So let's say you do make the mistake here, so you go back to the start, you try it again. And let's say the mistake happens three times in a row, same spot. Then just focus on that spot, polish that up, and once the area of difficulty feels better, then go back to the start and try it again. So 10 to 15 minutes again for each thing. So I would say after that 10-minute mark comes up, plan on making one more good attempt. So we always end with a perfect take. We don't stop the practice session after ending with a bad one, okay? Because we want to train our minds to be focused on playing it correct and building those good habits. Speaking of habits, so what I want you to do while you're playing this stuff, from 60 to at least 120, say all 4 beats out loud while you play. This is going to be extremely helpful in building a good foundation to be able to count crazy difficult stuff, and also just help train your ear to hear that click better, line all that stuff up well. Tap your foot with the metronome as much as you can. Eventually things get going pretty quick, and you may only be able to tap your foot on beats 1 and 3. Nod your head a lot though. Usually it seems a lot easier to just nod the head. But so tap the foot for sure, nod the head along with it, definitely helps. And for all 3 of these, all downstrokes. I want you to just do nothing but downstrokes. We're not going to do any upstrokes yet. We will get to that. But for right now, I just want you to sync that hand up with the metronome clicking. So basically, and the foot going down. So when that foot goes down, the hand's going to go down too. So yeah, no matter how fast you get, always start at 60 the next day. And once you're done going through this stuff, work on anything that you want to, anything at all. Make sure you keep having fun with stuff. So if you want to do something else as a warm-up, because you said you feel it takes 10 to 20 minutes to warm up, go ahead and play something else. When you're feeling all right, then come in, tackle this stuff. We will get to scales and modes and things like that eventually, once things start rolling here and we get our 3 things to work on. When we have 10 minutes remaining of the lesson, then we'll start getting more into theory stuff, because all the bands that you mentioned, the scale shapes, man, it makes learning those songs so much easier, because you basically know where all your fingers are going to be going anyway, because they keep using the same scales all the time. So we're going to demystify what happens in all this music. Alright, demo time. So, oh yes, use Guitar Pro when you feel you need to. Try using it as little as you can. And for right now, with this stuff, one of the things I was going to show you is how to change the tempo, but you already figured that out. So let's wait until we need something a bit more complex to introduce that idea. because we already got a lot of new things we're thinking about and talking about here. Don't want to have too much new info to start. All right. So I'm going to demonstrate all three of these at 4 different speeds. So this way you can compare what you're doing to what I am doing. To always watch these recaps at least once. But the better thing to do is like watch it again midweek, and then maybe like right before the next lesson, just to make sure things are going well. Because every now and then, even though people watch the recap at first, like when they first get it, sometimes they forget things and they end up playing stuff wrong, and then whoops, gotta redo that for the next week. So yeah, definitely use this stuff as much as you can, or much as you feel the need to, so this way set up for success as much as possible. All right, so starting at 60, I'm going to count off 4 so you can follow along. Now remember, play very laid back. Think about you're going to play just a split second after the click, and that will make you sound more in time than if you were a split second or ahead. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, so do your best to play these things without Guitar Pro, okay? Some people, they have to use Guitar Pro for certain things, but let's see if we can get you to do without. And anytime you doubt if you played it correct, assume you did not. We want to make sure that when you play things, you feel confident in what you've done. So if you don't feel confident in what you did, and you have like one of those, oh, that might be it, don't go on. Do it again. Try the same speed again, and make sure you feel like, yes, I absolutely nailed that thing. Number 2, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, number 3, the dotted half note. So the explanation of dotting a note is you extend the length of that note by half. So half of a half note is 1 beat, so that's why the dotted half note lasts 3 beats long. So if you dotted a quarter note, it would last 1.5 beats. It would be the length of 3/8 notes. If you dot a 16th note, that lasts, not this, I know if you dot an 8th note, if you dot an 8th note, that lasts 3/16 notes long. Yeah, if you die to 16, that lasts 30 seconds, and that's a silly thing. So, but you can. Not an easy thing to count. That's more of a feel thing at that point. But anyway, we aren't even close to 30 seconds yet. Number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Yeah. Another thing we talked about yesterday, if you need to, just practice going between the string changes. And just get comfortable with that. So, there we go. First lesson. So next week, we're going to have you demonstrate everything, but you have an option here. I'm fine either way. So some people will record video demonstrating how well things are going. So you could just record your final practice session, send that over, and I'll just check out different spots in the video. Usually what I have people do, this could be different sometimes, but usually, everyone starts at 60 and then go up by 20 beat per minute increments for the review. Not for the practice, but for the review. So if we do it during Skype next week, that'll probably be something like that. I'll ask you how fast did you get? So very important, track your progress. So this way you can see where you started, how you're going from day to day, and see that speed just increase a bit. So that can be a very motivating thing. You see where you started, you see what speed you ended up reaching at the end of the week, so you can literally see, yes, I made progress with this. Just track where you get, ask you how fast you got, and then I'll have you work up close to your max for the week, just to make sure everything is sounding correct, everything's being counted right, the chord changes sound good, stuff like that. And yeah, how well you do week to week will determine what I give you next. So, any questions, let me know, and I will see you again next week.